Hey guys, what's going on? And welcome to the 8K special. So if you're seeing this, we made it to 8,000. I'm prepping this in advance, so this has already been pre-recorded just to get you up to speed. But thank you guys so much for that milestone. We're hoping for 10K by the end of the 2-year special. So you know what? You guys know what to do. 2,000 left. But in the meantime, we have an 8K special to do. So, I told you guys in the community post, I don't know how long ago, when, because like I said, I don't know when we'll reach 8,000. But I asked you guys to ask me, John, Noah, and Axel some questions, because they've been on the channel a couple of times now. For John and Noah's case, a bunch of times. So, I wanted you guys to ask them some questions, obviously no personal ones. But we're going to get started. So, John, you're ready, because you're the first one up.
Yep, I'm ready.
Alright, so this is a question from Revolving the World, who's a good friend of mine. Also, big shout out to Revolving the World. He has been here basically since the beginning, and he's also stuck around. It's one thing if you're here and then you leave, but he's stuck around this entire time, so big shout out to you, man. So this is his question. What made you start doing Twitch?
It's a bit of a story, I suppose. As I was, in a low place, I had a friend who had recently passed away, and I went to Twitch to have like a distraction because this was the height of the pandemic. Was inside, I had a lot of free time, so I was like, I'll watch Twitch, let something distract me. And I was like, you know what, this looks like a lot of fun, and I like to play games, so I'll just start a Twitch. I have a PS4, I can stream directly from that. So that's really how it started, and I really enjoyed it and kept going with it.
Alright, next one is for Noah. Ready?
Alright.
This is also from Revolving the World. We're going to go in sequences. So, like I said, I told these guys already, but almost all of you asked about 3 questions. Some people asked 2, but almost everyone asked 3, so I'll go through them one at a time. So for Noah, how did you and Ethan become friends?
Well, I guess that's a bit of a story too. So I remember, I think, back in 7th grade, I was relatively new. I hadn't really had any much interaction with anyone. And I think past that, 8th grade, we were in a health class together, and I remember the teacher said, hey, you need a partner for this. I know you like to work alone, but you need a partner. And I was just thinking, well, fuck you, but alright, fine. So she paired me up with Ethan, and then we just started talking on a lot of things in common. And we kind of just became buddies ever since.
Alright, also, just for a little bit of add-on here, is the first the group project thing wasn't our first interaction. The technical first interaction we had is he needed a pencil, and I gave him one. That was when we really just said, I gave him one, he said thanks, and that was it. So it wasn't much, but that was technically the first interaction we ever had. So I technically knew him at that point, but then after that, that's when Noah's story comes in, and that's where we met each other and started hanging out.
Right.
Alright, Axel, you ready?
Ready as I'll ever be.
Alright, what is your favorite game right now?
That is a very loaded question, because I have a couple. I suppose my current favorite game is going to have to be Valorant. Because I've been playing some Terraria, but it's just not been as much as I have been in the past.
Interesting, Alright, so that was all of Revolving the World's questions, because I gave people a max of 3 questions. I don't think I told you guys that yet. But next questions are from Goose on the Loose 2. So this one's for John. We're going to go in order again. What was your favorite game you played with me?
Ooh, it's interesting. I really enjoyed Inside the Backrooms. It was a lot of fun, and it's a very spooky game, but a very enjoyable experience. There's also doing the Power Hour was also a lot of fun because just got to sit down and chat. So probably one of those 2.
John, your ass is grass, and I'm gonna mow it. Just wanted you to know that.
Thank you.
For people that have watched the Inside the Backrooms, you'll get it. If you don't get that, then you should definitely go watch the Inside the Backrooms. All right. Next question is for Noah. What was your favorite
Alright.
Minecraft with friends moment?
Ooh. Alright, I think, and this was definitely one of my favorites. And it's been a while since we've done Minecraft with friends, so there's quite a few.
But
Like
there
this
might be a
one's 6
return
something.
soon. Wink, wink. Nudge, nudge.
Maybe. Anyway, there's this one episode in particular where me and Ethan are stuck in this snow village. We're not stuck, but we're just there. And we keep throwing these jokes about, I think it was little Timmy? Like-
The little Johnny, or was it? It was Johnny or Timmy. I forgot which one it is.
It was little Johnny or little Timmy. We just kept making jokes about his dad leaving, and then I think at one point we made a song or some shit.
We did. Yeah, we made a song, and also the joke that really got both of us. I had to like pause myself from dying because I couldn't say it without laughing. I think it was Little Johnny. I think that's what I'm gonna go with. Essentially, I said, Little Johnny's dad went on to kill 5 people in a drive-by. It was like this like peaceful, calm Minecraft music, like serenade music going over, and Little Johnny's dad went on to kill 5 people in a drive-by. It was like, it was out of nowhere. I don't know where I got it from, but it was hilarious. Both me and Noah almost died that day.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was definitely a good moment. That's a good choice. All right.
Yeah, that was definitely one of my favorites.
For Axel, here we go. You ready?
Yes.
What game do you hope to be in on the channel?
There are a lot of games, but honestly, I would like to be in a Minecraft episode. Other than the special, it would be pretty nice.
And that might be coming soon. Wink, wink. Okay, I'm gonna stop. All right.
Just shove them off the cliff, why don't you? Jesus.
Listen, man. Listen. They don't know when it's gonna happen. Actually, they might have already happened because I don't know when we're gonna hit 8K, so it might have already happened for you guys. But anyway, all right, cool. All right, we are on to Neon Tigers 863's questions. This one's a bit out of order, but it's fine because I didn't specify any order or anything. So this one's for Noah. What's your favorite gaming moment? In general, I guess.
That's a pretty good one. I think one of my favorite gaming moments is when you finally complete a game that you've been meaning to complete for a while. Like, and I don't mean just like doing the base game. I mean like 100%ing the game. So, with that, I think I'd have to give it to Red Dead Redemption 2 when you finally get just the entire game done and you finally, shoot Micah. I'm sorry for the spoilers, but I'm pretty sure everyone hates that fucker.
I'm assuming that's a big game too, right? Red Dead Redemption.
It is, and it's funny how I played through it like 5 or 6 different times, but each time I do like a replay, it takes like at least 2 months.
Makes sense. All right, cool. So next one is for John. What made you join Ethan for Fez?
I honestly don't remember the specifics, but I think we were talking one day because I've been friends with Ethan for a long time, and we were talking one day about our channels, and it's like, you know what, we should do a collab of something. And I was like, oh yeah, we can look at what games we have in common and see what to do then. And I think he offered Faz, and at the time I didn't have my current setup, so I didn't have a good enough computer for it. So I was like, I would love to, but I don't have a good computer. It always crashes whenever I try to play it, but maybe in the future. And then I got my computer. I was like, oh, I can do that Faz thing. And like, oh, cool. And then we started playing Faz, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and there's been like almost, I think, 12 or so episodes out now. It's been really fun. Axel's joined the party at this point, so it's kind of evolved into that. But yeah, I think John's pretty much right. I can't remember the specifics either. All I know is that I asked him, or we got talking about the collab whole thing, because we, like, obviously collabs help each other, right? So, like, because I think I was smaller than him at that point, and so it made sense to collab so that my people would go over to him, and, well, the little ones I had at the time, and then his people might transfer to me. So, like, collabs are very important on YouTube and Twitch because it helps flow the community and that kind of thing. And also, we hadn't played a game together in a while because at that point he had moved out of state from where I was, so we never got to actually play a game together or anything like that. So I think that's kind of just how that happened. All right, this one's for everyone, so I'll signal people to go. I'll probably have Axel go because he hasn't talked to this person yet. So for everyone, what's your favorite fruit-flavored drink? So Axel, we're gonna start with you.
Oh God. Oh, it's been so long. This is probably gonna sound dumb, but it's probably gonna have to be grape Kool-Aid.
That's a good choice, actually. Kool-Aid's underrated in my opinion.
It just hits different sometimes.
Alright.
Got that. It doesn't taste anything like actual grape, but
No.
it does taste pretty darn good.
Yeah, it's definitely filled with synthetics and stuff. But you know what? Like you said, it hits different sometimes, especially late at night. Ooh, boy. All right, then we'll go to Noah. What's your favorite fruit-flavored drink?
Alright, so recently, well, I guess not really recently, but I've been hooked on energy drinks for a while, and every now and then there's a flavor that I really love. And lately, it's been this one flavor, I think it was like orange creamsicle or something like that. And I looked at it, and I was like, shit, I don't know if I'm gonna like this or not, but fuck it, let's try it. Tried it, loved it, because for me, it just brought back some like feelings of nostalgia from when I was a kid, and I would just have like a fucking orange creamsicle popsicle. So that's gotta be my favorite.
Dude, that brings me back so many memories actually, because Dunkin', again, not a sponsorship, but please do. Feel free. I'll take your money. But Dunkin' used to have a orange creamsicle culotta, and their culottes are like really good in general. But they had an orange creamsicle one during the summer at one point, and I tried that thing. It was so good. Orange creamsicle is just like an excellent like combination in flavor. I know they have like orange creamsicle like types. Obviously they have pops and stuff, but they also have ice cream. So there's tons of different flavors out there. Like there's tons of different like forms you can get it in. But boy, if you haven't tried an orange creamsicle flavored thing, you definitely need to. Whether it be a culotta or ice cream or a pop or something, whatever. I don't care. But that's a really good choice.
Yep.
All right, John, what's your favorite fruit flavored drink?
I would gotta say Hawaiian Punch.
Ooh, that's classic.
I liked it when I was a kid, and I've liked it ever since. Like you said, it's classic.
I believe in the whole idea that children, or like adults, are just bigger children. Because obviously, what I mean by that is like, we still love, like as adults, we still love the kind of like, the things we used to love as kids. We just have more like responsibilities, and so that's why I say we're bigger kids, right? Because Hawaiian Punch, I don't get it too often because it's really sugary. It's really not good for you. But like when I do get it, it like similar to Axel's Kool-Aid, it really just hits different sometimes. And it also can bring back memories. Like food and drinks can bring back nostalgia. If you hadn't had a drink for a while, or you had a drink from a child, you liked a drink from your childhood, and you drank it again after a couple of years, you're gonna feel nostalgia from it. Nostalgia is a very powerful tool, so if I were to drink Hawaiian Punch, I'd probably get taken back to my middle school days, which were not good days, but you know what? I'll probably remember them. So, good choice. Mine, I've been considering this while you guys were going. Honestly, mine has to be apple cider. Just because, again, something that's not really good for you, but apple cider is, besides water, is one of the best drinks out there to me, because it's super good. It's like, it's not always not in season, so it's kind of like a seasonal thing, which is kind of disappointing, but obviously that's how that works. And it's just super good. It's really, it's like cold apple cider, mind you, not the warm garbage. I don't know who's drinking that. But like cold apple cider is really good, really good. All right, so that was Neon Tiger's questions. We're moving on to Nature Purists questions. This one's for John. What's your favorite game genre?
I want to say it's horror, because I really enjoy just the horror genre in general. But a lot of my favorite games don't even fall in that, so I don't know if I can say that. I would say probably RPG. I like a lot of those sorts of games, like Skyrim. I can't think of any others, so that's not a good example. But, things like that I really enjoy.
Alright, good choice. Alright, next one is for Noah. What's a series that's on the channel that you wished you were involved in? That's an interesting one.
Yeah, that's actually a really good one.
You guys are asking some really good questions. I thank you guys, first of all, for straying away from actual personal questions. Like, well, too personal of questions, if you know what I mean. But that's a very interesting one. I've been blind to everyone after Revolving. I've been blind to everyone's except for him. So that's a very interesting question. So, Noah, you have the floor.
Yeah? Well, there's been some pretty good series on the channel, I'll give you that. I think one of the ones I regret not being involved in because I either A, didn't have the money, or B, the time, or just something along those lines. It's probably the Phasmophobia series because it looks like a lot of fun, and I don't know why, but sometimes I love being scared shitless. So, it's one of the ones I wish I was involved in, but I think due to the hardware I have and some current issues, I won't be able to participate anytime soon.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna work up to getting a PC so I can run it better. And also, there's this game called GTFO. I think it stands for Get the Fuck Out, but I'm not entirely sure. Either way, it's this really awesome, like, survival shooter horror game, like, stealth as well. It's like, it looks so good. I watched Mark play, like, the first 10 minutes, and then I stopped because I'm like, I need to play this myself. But I looked at the specs, and it's like, yeah, my laptop's not gonna run that. So unfortunately, we have to wait for that. But mark my words, you will see that on the channel with either just me or John or the four of us, or I don't care. You will see it at some point because it looks really fun, and it's not that expensive. It's like the base length. I think it's 40 or something. It's not too bad. But it's like Phaz is one of those games that's like it's way funner, which is not a word, but I'm gonna say it anyway. It's way funner with friends, but it's more spooky by yourself. Like if I go into a map with John and Axel, I'm not gonna really feel scared, especially with the hours I put in. But if you go in by yourself, it's a whole different ballgame. Like even with the experience I've had, if I'm getting hunted and I'm like kind of running away from the ghost, I'm gonna be scared a little bit. Because it's just frightening. You know, you're getting chased down a long freaking hallway. You have no help in sight. Your only hope is that you can run faster than the ghost, which isn't true anymore. So you know, it's just it's a really good game. That's why I kind of vote. That's why I kind of got. I mean, John was already in the mix. That's why Axel. I'm glad he got put into the mix, even though the ghosts absolutely hate him every time he goes into a map. But you know,
I love dying for 30 seconds.
I need to check if you got a world record, because there's got to be a world record for that.
No, it's only happened one time, but that was still. I wanted to play, and the ghost said no.
Yeah, I remember John's reaction. I was like talking to him on comms. I'm like, "Hey, John." He's like, "What?" Axel's dead. He's like, "Oh." And he just walks downstairs.
That's sometimes, you know?
It was just so funny. But there's also funny moments like that, and then you know, I just think it's really funny. But yeah, you know what? If Noah's schedule gets a little bit more loose, and then he also has a better computer, that might happen one day. Well, we'll see. We'll have to see. So the next one is for Axel. What's the best part of the Unrailed series?
This is a tough one. Because, personally, I think the best parts is just some of the random crap that we say on there is just top tier comedy. Because we'll just be doing our thing, and then we'll just start on some random conversation. Because, let's be honest, in that game, you don't really have a lot to talk about other than, oh no, we're about to crash. And if you're on top of things, that really doesn't happen too often until you get to the world where everything's twisting left, up, and down ways, and you have no earthly clue what's going on because you can't see anything because of the point of view that the game puts you in.
Yeah, I would agree with that too. I think it's, I mean, like Axel said, the commentary's kind of loose if you just don't talk while there's nothing really going on. Because, like, if you're just mining away at trees, you know, like, what are you going to talk about? Oh, whoop-de-doo, I'm mining a tree. You know, like, you don't even mine trees, first of all. I hear you in the comments. But also, it's just, like, the conversations that we get on is pretty funny. I remember talking about dynamite and how the world should have more dynamite. It's just, like, stupid stuff like that. And, like, you'll have to go watch the Unreal videos. I think there should be more coming out soon for you guys. I don't know when this comes out, but I know that you probably will have stuff coming out, so that's a good choice.
Thank you.
All right, that was Nature
I'm glad
Pierce's
it was
question.
approved.
It was approved. Now we're moving on to the chosen one, and then he indeed is the chosen one. And you are the chosen one because you did sense this correctly. You are sensing a Q&A. That is correct. So the first one is for Noah. Oh, that's interesting. What's your least favorite game?
Like of all time, or
Yeah, what's your least favorite game?
oof.
Like you couldn't pay, like someone couldn't pay you to play that game.
I'm gonna have to say it would probably be Fallout 76 when it first came out. Like, if we're talking about like how is right now, I'd probably play it. But when it first came out, fuck no, there's no way in hell I was playing that.
Interesting. I to me that's an interesting question because like everyone always asks, oh, what's your favorite game? Cause John didn't get that, but he got what's your favorite game genre, so he got something close. But no one ever asked what's your least favorite game. That's a really interesting question. I've never been asked that before. So yeah, I mean, I said this in the podcast if you guys watched that or / listen, which you should. If you don't, we're called the Provokers. You can listen to us on any type of streaming platform right now, every Fridays. But anyway, self-promotion out of the way. I said that I've never been into the Fallout games in general. I've been like, I played them, I've given them a chance. To me, they're just meh. If you like them, that's cool. You know, they're your favorite game. But I don't think I played that one though. So now you're gonna make me not play. But then, like I said, I don't really like playing Fallout anyway.
I think we have to ponder that question a little more just to think about it, because I've played a lot.
Yeah, that makes you think, because I don't even know if I could think of my least favorite. I can think of my favorites for sure, but not my least favorite. That's a really interesting question. All right, next one is for John. What's the hardest challenge run you've ever done?
That is a good question, because there are some that I feel like were tedious rather than challenging. I did Skyrim with just a wooden sword, where it's like, it would be a smarter decision to use your fists than use a wooden sword, so I was doing barely any damage. But that one was just long rather than difficult. I would say the hardest one was probably Kingdom Hearts 1 on level 1. The game doesn't give you a whole lot of tools to work with that the sequels give you, and so you just don't have much, and by the time you get to the late game, you get hit twice and you're dead. So I gotta say that one's the hardest one. I never even finished that one, so that's a fair reason why it's the hardest.
Interesting. All right. Next one is for Axel. Man, these are real interesting questions. What's your favorite conspiracy theory?
Oh,
What are you, a Minecraft villager?
yes.
You don't have to believe in it. I think they're just asking what's your favorite.
I know. I just. English brain malfunction. Work, please.
Now he's a robot.
I hope you leave all of this in, because.
Oh, I'm definitely, absolutely.
Okay. Honestly, now that I can actually think properly, because my brain is starting to work now, it might be the fact that people think that we faked the moon landing.
Yeah, that's a pretty. I mean, to me, that one's probably one of the funniest ones.
How the hell do you fake that?
Well, that and then to me the stupidest one I'd have to say is definitely the flat Earth thing. Like, come on, people, you're either doing it to be funny or you literally are ignoring science. Like, first of all, gravity exists, and second of all, there's been literal pictures, and they're not Photoshop because you can't say that. There's been literally pictures of the Earth. Come on. But yeah, the moon landing is definitely a good one. Alright, so that was the Chosen One's questions. Moving on to Egg Forever 111.
I
So
hope he
this-
makes eggs.
he might. I don't know. I've never asked him that. So
Fair enough.
this one only has or this person only asked 2 questions. Okay. So yeah. Okay. So this one's for Noah. What's your favorite game that you've played? Yeah. What's your favorite game that you've played?
Oof. Favorite game I played. That's a good one because throughout the fucking 4 or 5 years I've been playing games, I've played different games. Jesus, there's a lot to pick from. I'd have to say probably Mortal Kombat 11, and I know that's not a very good one, but for me that just brings back memories of when I would play with my uncle and he would kick my ass because I was younger and I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. But it was just having that connection with him and being able to play with him and be like, yeah, alright, I played against my uncle. That would suck, but hey, I got to play with him.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat's one of those games that it's like I would love to do on the channel, but I literally cannot. I would get demonetized the second I open the intro.
Yep.
But I was hoping, like deep down, I was hoping you were gonna say Fallout 76, just to like distance yourself from what you said previously. Like, oh, I hate that game to shreds, but it's my favorite. That's what I was hoping you'd say. Yeah, Mortal Kombat 11. That's the newest one, right? There's not a 12th one yet.
And no, not yet.
But yeah, that was a good one. All right, next one is for John, or his other one's for John. What's your favorite series that you're in?
Series that I'm in. That's gonna have to go to off of Ethan's channel. I'm sorry to say, but on my channel, I'm gonna do a little self-promotion here. I do this series where I'm playing God of War with my friend Noli101, and we make up our own like little dumb story to go along with it, and it's called God of Pie. So it was a lot of fun to do. So I gotta say that one.
They're asking that's good and all, John, but they're asking about the series you're in on my channel.
All I heard was your favorite series that you're in. It didn't say.
But I'm assuming that's what they mean. I don't think they mean your stuff.
Well, in case you're interested, go check that out. But for Ethan's channel, I suppose, if you want to get even more information from me, I would say, again, I would probably have to go back to Inside the Backrooms. That was a lot of fun to do, and I really enjoyed the game.
Did you purposely make that pun?
What's that?
Did you purposely make that pun?
No.
Okay, just make sure. All right, so that was Egg's questions. He only had 2, like I said. Moving on, we have the next. We're on to Alice Dodger 122. This first one's for John. What was your scariest moment on Faz?
My scariest moment on Faz, I would say, it's hard to say because the game didn't spook me a whole lot, but it did spook me sometimes. I would say probably when I was stuck in the high school alone, and because Ethan had died, it was just me and him at the time, and I was just like wandering around looking for his body, because I was like, if I find where he died, I will be able to have a somewhat good idea where the ghost might be, because that's such a big map that like if they die somewhere, the ghost might be nearby. And I was wandering around aimlessly, couldn't find anything. I would say that was the creepiest time.
Yeah, that was like I think the 4th or something episode. It was like it was at the very beginning of the With Friends series. But yeah, that was one of my favorite Faz moments in general, because the ghost trolled me so hard. I basically walked into its face. I was like, oh shoot, so I ran back into the room. I hid into a little smaller rooms in that said room. And I'm just behind the door hoping and praying, because there's no hiding spots in that small room, it's just the door. And back then doors used to work, by the way. And so I was hiding behind the door. I was thinking, okay, it saw me for sure, but I don't think it saw me come into this room. And so I was just waiting there. The hunt was about to be over in like 2 seconds. In that said 2 seconds, the ghost comes in, kills me. I looked away for a second because I was looking at like one of my cats because they were doing something in my room. I looked away for like 2 seconds and I see the hands coming over my face and I'm like, are you kidding me? And it was like the hunt was literally about to be over in 2 seconds. I was so upset. But the ghost tricked me because the ghost had walked away during the time I was waiting. I'm like, oh cool, they didn't see me come in here. And then they came back and killed me. So that was pretty mean. Well, yeah, that's definitely a good choice. All right, the second one for them is for Axel. What was your favorite moment in We Need to Go Deeper? Now, keep in mind, Axel, the last session we just had, they have not seen yet.
This was the first. Are they asking about the very first one that we did?
Well, I'm just saying in general because they haven't seen the last one though. But the first,
Okay.
I think the first couple are fine.
So, excluding the last one that we did, because it probably won't be out yet by the time this goes up.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think one of my best moments is the chaos that ensues the first time we played, because it was the first time for both me and John. I think the chaos that ensued when our ship was being brutally assaulted by creatures. And the total chaos that ensued between me and John. I don't remember it properly, but I think we just started screaming.
Yeah, no, we absolutely did. Because I was like, guys, we need to fix the ship. You're like, we're trying. And those things that are coming in the ship, we're about to die. We're all drowning at that point.
Complete mass panic.
Yeah.
And it was beautiful.
Yeah, because I believe I was driving at the time, and I'm like, guys, we have like 10 health left. You need to fix the ship. And you guys are like, we're trying, and then John's yelling at the bot like, why aren't you doing anything? It's just, like, it was great.
Because I think it was the healer bot too, so it just kept trying to heal us when there was nothing to heal.
It's like, heal the ship, damn it! You're not doing anything. That's a good choice. Yeah, that definitely. It seemed like we all enabled the panic button at that point.
Yeah.
That was great.
Even though you had played it before, panic ensued for all.
Well, it was interesting because when I played with the bots, I had 3 bots, mind you, and they all had different tasks. So I was like, I never had gotten to the point where my ship was about to blow up. Like I did, but like I wasn't like in that state of panic where like we were on like 5 HP.
It was, you're going to blow up.
Yeah, we had like 5 health for like 10 minutes because we kept getting, every time John or Axel would fix something, another thing would come crashing in the ship. So it was just a constant state of, we're about to die, and the bot's not helping anything. It's like, it was great. You guys should definitely go watch that.
They're trying to heal John's seasickness, even though it can't, because there's no health. There was no health that it could actually heal for John to give the chance of it getting rid of it.
Yeah.
So it was just sitting on top of John, who I think at the time at least had 2 afflictions on.
He had 3. He had blood.
Sickness roulette?
Yeah, that was. He had 3 at that point. He had the seasickness, blood, and something else.
It might have been the barnacles.
Yeah, probably was actually. Yeah. But either way, like the bot was trying to heal him. John's like, oh crap, I'm pooping all over the floor, and like Axel got sick at one point too. It's like, we're all gonna die. It was great. But yeah, you guys should definitely go watch that. The first couple videos if you have not already. It's definitely great fun. But yeah, that I forgot about that completely until you mentioned it. So that would probably be my answer too. All right, next one's for Noah. What was your favorite? Here's another one. What was your favorite moment in Minecraft with friends? So pick a different one.
Favorites. See, there's been a lot of great moments with that series, so it's always hard to just pick one, even though I've already picked one. But again, so many great ones. I think it would have to be one of the times where, for whatever reason, Ethan decided to hit me with a stick, and I decided to be a little bitch and run.
Yeah, I don't know if that one got publicized, because I think there was just like, it was like we weren't talking that much, so I had to cut it out, I think. There is a lot of lost footage that you guys don't see in like all the different series and stuff, but like most of the time I'll leave it in just because it's either funny or something, but like that time I think there was that one time, and then it was just silence for like 50 minutes.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I think the one that got publicized is that you accidentally hit me trying to do something. I forgot if you were trying to open a chest or what you were trying to do. So I hit you back, and then you hit me again, and I pulled out a sword or something. You ran for the hills because I don't think you had a good sword at that time.
No, I think you had like maybe iron or diamond or something, and I had like bone or iron for something.
It must have been diamond because you ran, like you ran, you booked it, so it wouldn't have been iron. So
yeah, because I remember that I hit you, and then you hit me. I hit you again. I see the sword, and I just ran.
You booked it, yeah. Yeah, that was a good one. I can't remember. I couldn't tell you what episode that was, but it was definitely a good one. All right, so that was Alice Dodger's question. So we only have 3 people left. So this is from the Dogs Heaven 9366. This one's for Noah. So this person only has 2, by the way. For Noah, what was the reason behind your Minecraft skin in Minecraft with Friends?
Well, you see, with Minecraft, anytime I made a new world or just load up Minecraft, I always saw the Minecraft Steve skin, and I was like, you know what, that's original. I can be original for a little. And then it just got to the point of, I am tired of fucking seeing this. Let's change it. So I figured, why not just throw something random together, see what happens. And one thing led to another, and I thought it turned out alright. Kinda thinking about changing it. I might not. I guess we'll see. But yeah, that's really the reason behind it, is just I got tired of the original Steve.
I thought you were just jealous of his sick beard.
I wish I had a beard like that.
Just have an eye patch, he looks sick.
It would be weird if I went to beard tomorrow and I just had that big beard and a fucking eye patch.
I'm a pirate now. Alright.
Yeah, I'm a pirate. Give me the rum.
So this one's for John. What's the funniest moment between you and me?
Oh, that's gotta be either doing golf with friends or during, I think the actual one I feel like is during inside the back rooms where I stole your locker right in front of you.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And you're like, yes, this grass, so I'm gonna mow it.
yeah, because so to give you guys context, if you haven't watched it, but you should at this point, because John's mentioned this like twice now. Essentially, we were both running from a monster that could kill you basically instantly. And so we were running. He got slightly ahead of me because I ran like late, and so I was like kind of behind him. I was running into the room where the locker was. The locker's a hiding mechanism, so nobody can get you in there. He jumps in the locker just as I press the button to open the locker, so he gets in before me. I see that there's another monster that's super fast coming down the hallway. And I hide behind the locker, well, not behind the, but I hide by the side. I'm just out of nowhere. I just say, John, your ass is grass, and I'm gonna mow it. And it came out of absolute nowhere because I was just so upset that I was about to die. Because I think I had like a couple lives left. Either way, I was on the breaking point of death. And it's just, I was so upset that he did that because I know he did it deliberately. I know he did it. When I watched this footage, he was smiling too, so I know he did it. But it was just like, seriously. Well, yeah, that was pretty good. I mean. For you, there might have been that, but for my funniest moment, definitely was golf with friends because the amount of fails you had and the things you would say after it, like that one that got me really bad. It was like we were talking about like blowing things up, and then all out of nowhere, just like, I'm gonna burn down a space shuttle, and it came out of nowhere. Because first of all, you're not gonna burn down a space shuttle in space, but also that was just, it came out of nowhere. Then we started going on the whole orphanage thing, and it was beautiful. But yeah, the backrooms one is definitely good. Alright, so that was Dog Sevens. So now we're moving on to Awesome 45 Possum. So this first question, these aren't marked for anybody, so I'm gonna assume they're for everybody. How did you? Yeah, they're for everybody. How did you guys start your friend group? I'll start because it starts with me and Axel actually. So me and Axel were the first to know each other. We knew each other from pretty young age, so not only we were at the same school, but we also went to the same church, and my grandfather was the pastor, so we got to know each other's families pretty well. After him, I think John was next. John and Noah came very close to each other, so it's like, it's hard for me to remember who came first, but I think John came first. We got talking, and I don't think I introduced you two. I think you guys just met each other yourself. And so they got talking, and so that kind of started. Then definitely in 8th grade, that's when Noah joined the pact. 8th grade was just a terrible year in general. So we were kind of mean to him back then. But also, like, it was just like, I think it's because we were all shared similar interests. We liked games. We liked, there must have been something. It was just either one of those connections that you're like, oh, I like this person, or something like that. So that's
at lunch.
Yeah, talking at lunch and stuff. So I don't know, but that's probably my answer. Do you guys have anything you want to add to that, or?
Yeah, I feel like I met Axel because we were in band together, and also I think earlier on in the school year we had a study hall together, but then I got a schedule change. I don't remember how I started talking to Noah. I think it might have been at the lunch table because you guys are friends.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't really remember how that started either, John, to be completely honest.
All I remember is that both John and Noah at the time, when I met them, were not... To say outcast is a harsh word. They were new, right? So they didn't really know anybody. And so I took it upon myself to be like, hey, I'm Ethan. How you doing? I like video games. If you don't, okay, well, I'm just going to walk away then. But no, they obviously did like video games at the time. So I mean, that's not how the interaction went. That's just me paraphrasing. I honestly don't remember the conversations we started. But like that's kind of how it went. So that's my answer.
Yeah. Hell, one of the only things I remember from those 8th grade lunch is when you guys would take milk cartons to put random shit in, and then I was a dumbass that took them.
Pretty sure you put the random shit in.
Well, we didn't. We also helped him, though. I remember that part. We definitely helped him.
It started with him putting the random shit in it, and we fed the fuel and kept putting more random shit in it.
Exactly. Like, Noah at one point, he had a concoction that sounded the worst. This is gonna... If you're eating right now, please stop before you vomit. And it was chocolate milk, mashed potatoes, turkey, corn, and it was like some sort of condiment. I can't remember what it was, but it sounded like the most insulting food ever to be existed. And Noah drank it. He drank it.
And a bunch more random shit that was probably in there that we completely forgot about.
Yeah, I only remember the mashed potato, because it was the turkey day, right? Because school had like a turkey day, like right near Thanksgiving. Yeah. So he had mashed potatoes, he had turkey, he had corn, and then maybe stuffing even. So it was this weird concoction, but also chocolate milk. He drank it. So
I remember the condiment was ketchup. And now that
just makes it 10 times worse. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm gonna have to stop you there, just for the viewers at home.
Just for the safety of the viewers. Before we kill an entire population.
Now that you bring this up, though, I just remember the disgust. I can almost taste. Jesus Christ!
I'm not realizing why Noah lost a few brain cells that day. Because it's like the worst possible thing in existence.
Brain cells that day, bud.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but I mean, stupid stuff like that. And of course, like I'm like none of the teachers stopped us. They didn't care. So it was kind of funny. But like, I think it was just the conversations we started. We obviously shared similar interests. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here. But like, I couldn't tell you the exact way it started. But that's kind of how I remember. So the next question, again, none of these are labeled, so I'm assuming they're for everybody. What's your favorite series you've been in? Well, I'm the creator of most of these series, so I'm not going to say much. My favorite series, I guess, is... Ooh. I was going to say Faz, but I'm probably going to actually go with... I'm probably going to go with Unrailed, actually, just because of the utter chaos that ensues. I think just like Axel said before, the conversations we start, and then when things get real, they get real fast. Like Axel said before, there's one moment we're talking about blowing up orphanages, and then the next moment we're like, oh my god, we're gonna die, quick, put the rails on, you fool! And it's like, stuff like that. It's just like, it's just utter chaos, kind of like Inside the Backrooms a little bit, where it's just like, it can go from 0 to 100 real quick. I love those types of games as well. And it involves all of us. So I think that's because I was gonna say Faz, but that's only Axel and John. So I'd probably have to go with Unrailed. However, I think Minecraft with Friends, once we do what we're gonna be doing, which probably would happen for you guys. But the Minecraft with Friends, now that all of us are involved, I think that's probably my favorite so far. I'm talking in the past, by the way, before we even started that. So I'm just assuming, but I think with all 4 of us playing Minecraft together, I think that's going to be super fun. So I'll move over to John. What's your favorite series you're in again? Just pick a different one this time.
I think I already answered the question, but I'll answer with my second favorite series, I suppose.
Yes.
Is, I would say We Need to Go Deeper has been a lot of fun, because it's just like what Axel was saying, it's just the utter chaos that ensues while we're playing that game. It's enjoyable.
I love how all of the answers so far has been because of utter chaos.
Yeah,
I mean,
well,
don't you enjoy utter chaos?
it's the whole thing, like I said before. It's this whole thing of like, okay, we're at 0, and at any moment it can go to 100. I think those games are just really fun, especially with friends and you're yelling at each other. You don't mean anything you're saying, but you're like yelling at each other, like, "Don't, you idiot! What are you doing?" And then you have a bot on the side that's not helping at all, like that kind of stuff. It's just like. It's really fun and really chaotic, and I'm hoping really entertaining for you guys, because you guys seem to like it a lot too. So, but that's a good choice. Going over to Noah. You guys, I think, have all answered this question. I think except for maybe Axel. So I'll go to Noah. So Noah, just pick a different one, I guess.
Yeah. I was gonna pick Unreal, but John, you bastard.
I didn't pick Unreal. I said We Need to Go Deeper.
Oh, okay. Wait. Alright, as you said, Unreal.
Well, you can pick Unreal too. You can have the same. You can have the same one.
Alright, well, in that case, I'm going Unreal because, first off, it's all of us together, like Ethan said, and I just love I can finally, like, talk to everyone that's from 8th grade. Well, almost everyone from 8th grade. But, really, again, it is the utter chaos, and if you remember the one episode where it was a bit of a suicide bomber, that was fun.
I remember the moment where, like, me and Axel were minding our own business, and all of a sudden I just see Noah holding TNT, or dynamite rather, and he's walking towards John in this menacing, like, almost horror movie kind of style way, and John's just like, no! It's just like, I'm pretty sure I zoomed in on that moment.
He just starts exclaiming.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Oh, that was great.
Yeah.
That's probably one of my favorite moments from that series.
Yes, this probably will be out. I don't know. I'm just gonna make assumptions here. But when me, John, and Axel all got to like the Halloween area, which I think was supposed to be an acid factory, but because it was Halloween at the time, or like near Halloween at the time, it was like a spooky area. Like the whole screen started tilting, and it went upside down at one point. It was sideways for half the time. There was like no clear way to go. And the train was on fire. There was no water we could get. It was exploding. It was like, what is going on? So, I think Unreal in general is a really good game, just because, like I said before, 0 to 100 real quick, and then once it goes to 100, it goes to 100 fast. So, it's a really fun experience. Then Axel, going to you, which I don't think you've been asked this question yet, though.
I have not. Honestly, some of the stuff that happens in Fez with friends is really fun. Minus that one episode where I somehow died in the first 30 seconds of entering the house, but you know, it's pretty fun. And we chill out, we harass each other, annoy each other to death, confuse the hell out of each other.
I remember this one time.
Try not to get murdered by random ghosts.
I remember this one time. I can't remember what session it was, but Axel was already dead at this point. I remember that. But John was, or no, actually I can't remember who was alive and who was dead. But I know John was dying at the point. So essentially, we were in the kitchen all working around the ghost, and the ghost starts hunting us. I run like to go upstairs. Little did I know he was running right behind me. But to me, what I was hearing is that the ghost was behind me, which it was. But like the ghost was behind me, so I'm like, okay, I need to cut the ghost off when I go upstairs before it. Because if you get out of the ghost line of sight, it slows down. Whereas if you're in the line of sight the entire time, the longer you're in it, the faster they go. So I went upstairs, and the first door I came across, I slammed it shut. And on my POV, you can't see it, but apparently I slammed the door in John's face, which ended up in him dying, which I think is one of the funniest things, because I saw it in post. Yeah.
I was either dead or sitting in the truck.
Yeah, one of the two. But either way, like, it was just one of the funniest things, because when I got back, I was watching his footage, because after we were done, I watched his footage, and I was talking during the whole time while he was dead. I'm like, oh, man, I can't believe the ghost did that to him, and like all this stuff, and it's like, oh, man. And he comes into the meeting room or whatever, and he's like, I didn't die, you betrayed me. And I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, oh, you slammed the door in my face. Well, I'm like, well, you know what? That's what happens when you run behind me. Just doesn't work. But yeah, it's like those kind of events I think are really funny. All right, this one's an interesting one. I don't know. I'm gonna assume what they mean. What's the best response you've gotten? And I'm going to assume they mean like of the best comment you've gotten about you. I think is what they mean.
Right.
I'll start because it's my channel. Ooh, best comment. I mean, so this one's gonna be sad, but it's. I think this would be my best comment. I got a comment. I want to say 4 or 5 months ago. That was, and I was relatively new at this point, so this really threw me off guard. But I got a comment from someone. They're gonna remain anonymous. But I got a comment from someone that said that they've been watching over the course of the year or whatever, and they didn't really comment that much. And then they said that their life hasn't been going great, and that their mom and dad are abusive, and they're starting to split up, and like they kind of went on all these details, and they said that they weren't in a great place one day, and they were considering doing something, and they didn't because they were watching a playlist of mine that they wanted to finish, and once they got to the end of it, they realized that was what they were going to do was a terrible idea. They left a comment. They DM'd me specifically and said, "Hey, here's what's going on. Thank you for doing that so much," and like that kind of stuff, and that really. My heart kind of sunk when I heard that initially, but I'm just also like, wow, like that's a crazy comment to get 1 year into YouTube, you know. And the whole goal of the channel is to help people and stuff like that. So just to hear that kind of thing, that's what's gonna keep me going. Is that not just one comment, but like those types of comments in general. And so if you were still watching, to that person, thank you so much for sticking around, and I'm glad I could help you in that time of need, even though I physically don't know you, or I don't even know your name or anything like that. So just thank you for that. So I probably should have gone last because that's gonna be hard to beat. But anyway, we'll go to. Actually, do you read the comments? This might be a hard one for you.
Hey, I have not read comments. I probably should, but
I was gonna try and pull one up for you, but it'd take me a while. So Axel is undetermined yet, but he's also very new. He's very new to the channel. He just got introduced in Faz and then Unrailed. He's only been in a couple of things, so he's been in more things on and on now. But like when he first started, he was very new. Yeah, so that's why that is. We'll go to Noah then.
Alright. So, throughout the lifespan of this channel, any time I've been on it, I've seen a lot of comments about me, and they've been they've all been great. And I can't really pinpoint any of this. I'd have to go look for them. Just because, well, I'm that fucking weirdo who memorizes comments about like, oh, they said this good thing.
Well, if they're meaningful to you, you might remember them.
Yeah, in that case, yes. I think one of the best I got was in the Minecraft with Friends series. I don't remember what episode it was, but I remember it was a pretty good comment. If I could find it, that'd be great. Also, it doesn't help that my wife is basically a potato.
Well, have you tried baking it?
That sounds like a great idea. Let me go put my Wi-Fi router in the fucking oven real quick and let me know, how it goes.
Well, I was thinking more of the microwave, just stick a router in the microwave, see what happens. Surprised Mr. Beast hasn't done that yet.
To explode, which would be really cool.
I don't know, a mini explosion? It's like I put a hand grenade in there.
Do you need time to find it, Noah?
No, I finally found the video. Jesus. Alright, actually, no, I'm giving you time.
Okay. John, do you have one ready, or do you need to search for one too?
I was trying to find the exact comment because I remember what it was, but I don't remember the exact wordings. But I think it's fine. It's like someone basically was saying, like, complimenting me on, like, my commentating, which I've never felt like I was very good at. So just like seeing that, I was like, oh, thanks. I really like that was such a the highlight of my day. I would say I saw the comment, and made me feel better, and I wish I could remember the exact wording, but
Yeah,
it's probably in one of the guys' videos or something.
I remember that comment, but I also couldn't ever tell you the exact thing. But I remember, like, all I said to it was, "Oh, I think you would appreciate it." I don't remember if I sent that one to you. I think you just kind of stumbled upon that one. Because sometimes if you guys leave really nice comments for these guys, I'll send them in just so I know they see them, whether they're busy or not. I think that was one of the ones I either forgot to, or I wasn't sending them in at that time. But yeah. So Noah, did you find the one you were looking for?
No.
Well, do you remember the kind of topic around it? Because John didn't remember. You don't even remember the exact comment, just kind of what you can paraphrase what they said.
Essentially, what I remember was that they said I had some good jokes and some good commentary, and that was funnier than John's, so, that was always better to hear.
I don't think anyone said that you're funnier than John, but they definitely said you're funny. So, unless you're paraphrasing.
Yeah. At least hearing that I was funny was at least, it helped me realize, okay, yeah, I am a funny guy, just not the kind of funny everyone likes.
Yeah, that's fair. Alright, so that was Awesome Possum's questions. We have one person left, and they only have 2 questions. Luckily, the last question's for everyone, so everyone gets to answer them. Alright, the first question is for only John, though. Was there ever... Oh, this is a good one. Okay. Was there ever a moment in gaming when you wanted to quit, but you were too determined to finish it?
That is a very good question. There's definitely been a few times where I was very much annoyed with a challenge or a particularly difficult boss in a game. I would say when I was streaming the DLC to Kingdom Hearts 3, the final boss of the DLC is extremely difficult and took me multiple streams to beat. And there was definitely a time, like, during that process where I was like, I don't think I'm ever gonna beat this guy. I just want to give up. But I was like, you know what? No, I got this. I know it's possible, so therefore I know I can do it with enough practice and throwing myself at it. That's it. So I would say that is the time that happened.
Yeah.
Alright, nice. Alright, this last question is for everyone. Well, it says for everyone, but there's really only one answer. Alright, so this is the last question. Who is the oldest person in your friend group? I'm 90% sure it's John, but I could be off by something with Noah. Because I know they're both kind of similar.
I think I'm the oldest out of here, actually.
Yeah.
You're 19?
Yeah, I'm 19.
And what month were you born?
October?
October?
I am a month older.
Oh, you're a month older?
September.
I fucking knew it.
Interesting. Alright, and then me and Axel are the outliers. We're a little bit younger. I'm 18 currently. I'm in September as well. And then, Axel, you're in... Shoot. I used to know.
November.
That's what I knew it was in the later year. So we're all in the late year, essentially. But yeah, so, and you're also 18, right, Axel?
Yes. Now.
Yeah, so John and Noah got us beat. But, I mean, hey, you know what? That's fine. So, that was the Q&A, guys. Thank you guys so much for submitting in your questions. And hope you guys got the answers you're looking for. You guys had a lot of interesting questions today. I was not expecting, like really good questions like this. So those were pretty interesting to see. And And I appreciate you guys not only distributing your questions so that basically everyone got to do something, but also asking, like I said, just asking really interesting questions. So that's gonna do it for us, guys. What?
I said I could contribute.
Yes, you did. But that's gonna be it from us, guys. So for last time, thank you guys so much for getting us to 8K, because otherwise you wouldn't be saying this if we didn't. I just wanted to get this pre-recorded so that when we do hit it, it can go up pretty much immediately. So yeah, thank you guys so much for getting us to 8K, and we'll see you at 9K, whatever that may entail.